We're going to be doing a review on the LIONHEART LH9 MK2 and the CZ75B. Now, these two guns have both been safety checked and there's no magazines in them. It would have been a better review to do a LIONHEART MK2 versus the CZ compact with the rail, which is the P01, but I don't own that pistol, so I'm gonna give you a review on the CZ. And I say that because this gun has a slightly shorter barrel, and it's about maybe an inch, maybe a little less shorter, and also this one has a rail and this one does not. So it's gonna be a good comparison, but not exactly apples to apples. Now the LH9, there's not too much information on this. It kind of reminds me of the Smith & Wesson 5.9 series, which was used by law enforcement here in the States, and also something like a SIG. And the CZ, and these are both military adopted pistols. This one is used in, this type of pistol is used in South Korea, and I believe NATO uses the CZ platform. So, and there might be a lot of other countries that uses this type of design, whether it's the Jericho or, you know, the P01, SP01. There's a lot of different variants. So the single action trigger on this particular pistol is a cushioned, smooth feeling. That's the best way I can describe it. Whereas the single action pull on this trigger, they both have a little bit of take up. This one has a more crisp break, and this CZ is from 1994, imported by MRI. I believe that's Magnum Research Industries, the same people that brought you the Desert Eagle. I'm not sure if they did a trigger job or if their variant of the pistol is different, but this CZ in my hand is definitely different than the newer CZ USA pistols that I've encountered. If you look at my other videos, you'll see the CZ75 Omega versus this guy, and I sold the other pistol and I've decided to keep this one. I really like this gun. So, you know, whatever I tell you about the CZs out there, it may be slightly different from this pistol that I have. And I've also changed the grips out to the modern combat grips, which is like almost like a Hogue or some type of grippy, rubber grippy material. Feels very good in the hands. Another thing about these two pistols is the weight difference. This is a steel frame. This one's alloy, and then it has they both have the steel slides. So this is a little bit lighter than this pistol. This pistol is heavier, but the way that it balances, it doesn't feel that bad. So, you know, marginally, you can't really notice the difference. You can notice it, but I'm not sure if it's going to affect your point of aim too much. Another good thing about this one is the rail, as opposed to this one, which doesn't have the rail. If it did have the rail, it's going to bring more weight up to the front, because all this is going to have some more metal on it. And I had the P01, or no, the SP01, which is the full size with the rail. However, for me, it seemed a little heavier up front, and I didn't plan on putting a light or a laser, so I didn't keep that one. I like this gun, so I just kept it. And this one has the Novak sights. just the standard Novak sights, and it has a fiber optic front. The Novak sights are okay, but I prefer something with the night sight element, especially if this gun is worth $700. I would prefer it if they just go ahead and put the night sights on for me, because you know, $700 is not a cheap pistol. It's not, you know, it costs a little more than a Glock or most of the M&P series out there. So you know, it's a niche gun made for people who want full metal guns. So you know, at that price point, I would expect them to put that on for me. And this fiber optic front was also an addition. It might have just had a regular steel, just a regular steel front, whereas the CZ comes with, I don't know if you can see it, but they're 3 dots. I'm trying to focus in. Well, they're 3 dots, and they have some type of glow-in-the-dark paint, but they're not a tritium element. Now, if you get like a tactical variant, maybe the BD model, it may have it, but this model does not. One thing I do like about this gun better is the safety. It's very easy to assess, but you can only access it when the hammer is back. So very easy one-handed operation. For this particular pistol, you can put the safety on whether the hammer is down or not. Now, what I'm going to say about it is it's a little bit harder to get to, because I'm using the, let's get the focus back. I have to use the corner of my thumb for my particular hands, and it's not easy to flip up. Now, flipping down, not a problem. Flipping up, it's a little hard. So one pro about this gun is that once you cock it back and you can push it forward, the double action plus, you know, I can have it on, is that on safety? Okay, I can put it on safety, have that, and you know, if I need to draw my weapon, I can put that down, and then you know, it has that nice technically it is a double action, because once I cock it back, I can lightly pull it back, and then the hammer goes back, and then it's in single action mode, and boom. And one thing I will say, and I don't know if I mentioned it in the other video, but I can actually feel the 2 stages of the trigger. So once it's in the double action plus mode, I can feel where the hammer goes back, and then there's a little stop and there's a little take up, and then I can drop the hammer, or actually fire the weapon at that point. This gun, you can keep it cocked and locked, and you don't have that option. So if I were to carry this gun, I would probably just drop the hammer, have one in the chamber, and then have that thick double action pull. I'm not sure if anybody has owned a SAR BP6, but the trigger pull on this one seems very similar to that particular pistol, which is a clone of the CZ, and they have some pretty nice triggers for the $300 price point. I'm trying to distinguish which double action pull is harder. I feel like the CZ's double action is a little bit firmer. However, there's something very crisp about this particular trigger that I can't put my hands on, so it does feel pretty good. Now, these pistols are both exceptional weapons, known for its accuracy. I can't say one is better than the other. However, you have some different options. This is more of your traditional pistol, and with this one, I guess an advantage would be that you can have it in the double action plus mode and then just have the safety off. I feel like with this particular gun, the safety is just meant to be left off. Or if it is in safety, you know, to actuate that safety, it takes some effort, or you're gonna have to, you know, loosen your grip up and then actuate it that way. And if you were, and in the event that you were going to do that, to actuate the safety, you're going to be in a situation where you're not in imminent danger. So, you know, maybe that's why you would use that safety. I'm not sure, but yeah, both are pretty nice pistols. And these are both stock. For the most part, the only thing that's been changed out on this weapon is the grip, and the only thing that's been changed out on this weapon is the front fiber optic sight. These grips are nice, but I kind of do like the rubber grips that kind of melt in your hands. And this is more of a niche weapon, so you know, people who buy this particular weapon may be a fan of the Smith & Wessons, or may have been former law enforcement that carried a 5906, or perhaps maybe owned the K5 or the Dp-51, or perhaps wanted to try something different from a SIG. And I'm not sure the history behind LIONHEART, but they might be a company that imports guns. I'm not sure if it's owned by Koreans or if it's a company that just bought, you know, parts from Daewoo or whoever manufactures these guns, like how Springfield does the Croatian pistols. Like if you look at the XD series, it all says made in Croatia, and it's actually another gun. It might be like a HS or something, I don't recall, but if you do a quick Google search, you can look at more information on that. And another thing I can do is side-by-side comparison. You can't really tell. It's actually a little bit. So it's about an inch shorter. This may be like a 4.5 to 5 inch barrel. This is just a 4-inch barrel. So this is a good, you know, Glock 19 type size, or I use Glock because a lot of people have Glocks and they know, you know, the sizes of them. So it's, you know, like a Glock 19, P01, a good 4-inch barrel. This is definitely more kind of like almost like a 1911 size, both chambered in 9mm. Yeah, it's just a full-size pistol. This is technically the full-size pistol that LIONHEART carries. However, it's a very versatile gun. You know, it's not too long, not too short. It can use in various applications. It's a nice gun. If you can pick it up at a good deal, or if you're willing to spend the money, it's definitely worth a try. One thing that's going to be difficult is getting some aftermarket accessories right now, because I don't see anybody with grips. I've looked on eBay. There may be somebody that made some for the Dp-51, but you know, they're not that great, or you know, they're not exactly what I'm particularly looking for. CZ has so many clones out there that, you know, there's a lot of there's a lot of aftermarket accessories and parts for it, so you know, keep that in mind. Thank you for watching the video, and if you have any other questions, or if you think I might have missed out on something, just send me a comment and I'll try to clarify some stuff. Thank you.